It's the Larry Kudlow Show. Free market prosperity starts here. Now, here's Larry Kudlow.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 3. And by the way, you can live stream us on the internet. LarryKudlowShow.com, LarryKudlowShow.com. You can hear us all across the country, around the world, throughout the solar system. That includes the Milky Way. And please join us during the week. Fabulous Fox Business Network. The name of the show is Kudlow, 4 to 5 p.m. every single day. And if for some reason you can't get us at 4 o'clock, please text your favorite 9-year-old, and she will show you how to DVR the show. We welcome back Ambassador Robert O'Brien, dear friend, former National Security Advisor in Mr. Trump's first term, currently chairman of American Global Strategies. Robert, welcome back. Thank you for being flexible today. We had an interview with Scott Bessent, the new Treasury Secretary designate. I just want to ask you, I don't understand what is going on in Ukraine, where Biden is pushing and they're bombing, they're sending these cruise-like missiles into Russia. Putin is now retaliating with some kind of new super missile that you could put a nuclear tip on. Why now, all of a sudden, doing this stuff, which escalates a war? I might add, it escalates a war that Mr. Trump has pledged he will end in a couple of months when he takes over. What's going on here, Robert O'Brien?
Well, Larry, it's great to be with you. Thank you. I'm glad Scott gave you his first interview on the radio. He should have, since you turned down the job and could have been the Treasury Secretary. So that was good of him. We're going to miss you in government, but it'll be great watching you on TV every day and listen to the radio show on Saturday. Look, I think that what's happening is number one. When we were in the transition, Larry, you were in the White House and recall with Iran raising tensions against us and various things popping up. You try to keep things calm and leave it to the next guy to take over, the next president to institute his policy and deal with the crisis or deal with unless it's entirely urgent. And so the way that Ukraine is being run now, as if Biden had 4 more years and when he's only got 2 months, is a little concerning. And so obviously the escalation is worrisome. We don't want to get into World War III, as President Trump has talked about. But we also don't want to see more Ukrainians and Russians killed, because that'll make negotiating the peace even harder. So I think both parties are trying to get some sort of advantage, knowing that they're going to go to the negotiation tables with President Trump in a very short period of time. And they're trying to put themselves in the best position. But we shouldn't be contributing to that those efforts on either side.
Are you familiar, Robert O'Brien, with this new, hypersonic missile that Putin is using to bomb back?
Yeah, it's something we're very concerned about. Larry, just to give you a little context to your listeners, America had the lead. We were the first people to have a hypersonic aircraft, and we're the first people to have hypersonic missiles. And then Obama shut down all of our programs. It's just amazing, because we were never having another war. And we shut down the programs, the Chinese and the Russians, using some was open source. Some of it, they went to just universities and picked up university research papers. Some of it was stolen from our defense contractors. They stole all our work and built a very impressive hypersonic program in both Russia and China. And President Trump was the one who insisted that the Pentagon catch up. We started catching up during Trump. The Biden guys are still maintaining the programs, but not at warp speed, which they need to. And so right now, China and Russia have missiles that go, and a hypersonic refers to a missile that goes 5 times the speed of sound or faster. And the Russians and Chinese have deployed them. We've got the missiles, we're testing them, but we have not deployed them operationally yet. So we're behind the Russians and Chinese in this area. It was my number one defense concern as National Security Advisor that we didn't have these weapons and our adversaries did. So it's quite concerning that they're using them.
Yeah, so this basically sounds like it's not good. The whole story is not good.
Not good.
Yeah, not good. I get it. Meanwhile, let's in the Middle East. I'm not 1,000% sure, but did I read that the Bidens are in effect? Wait, they're criticizing Israel for the West Bank now, or they're putting sanctions on Israel for the West Bank, but they're not helping Israel in any way, shape, or form. What's going on there?
It's just amazing that we've got our closest ally in the Middle East, a democracy that is like us. A lot of people refer to Israel as the 51st state, which it's not, but it refers to how close they are in values to America. How many Americans have dual citizenship with Israel, and we're giving Ukraine long-range missiles. At the same time, we're denying Israel the weapons and the ammunition it needs to fight the wars in Gaza and Lebanon. We're actually extending the wars by not allowing the Israelis to finish them. So right now, Larry, as you and I speak on the phone right now, there are American weapons sitting on the ground at Ben Gurion Airport in Israel, in Tel Aviv, that the State Department is not releasing to the Israelis, and the Israelis are too decent to not go take them. And they're sitting on the tarmac, and they can't use them, and they need them. And that's what we're doing to our greatest ally in the Middle East and potentially in the world. We're tying their hands to fight terrorists who killed thousands of Jews, and yet we're letting the Russian and the Ukrainian situation escalate out of control. It's really absurd. It's
incredible. I mean, it's wrong on both counts, on Ukraine and Israel. Absolutely incredible. What you're describing here. I mean, we don't even know who the heck's running the White House. I don't want to be cheap shot, but Biden was at this international, I don't know, was it G20 conference or something in Peru? Yeah. The guy said one sentence, and then he left and he started walking around in the woods. I mean, who's running this shop? And they are making huge mistakes, as you say, in the last month or two. They should be pulling back and opening the way for Mr. Trump, who has a completely different foreign policy. I mean, it's like these guys are wrong right up to the last moments, Robert O'Brien.
Yeah, I don't think they ever expected to leave. They didn't think Biden would get out, notwithstanding the problems he's having. And look, no one takes pleasure in the president of the United States having health issues, and it's quite sad, actually. But when you ask about who's running the White House, no one knows. No one's known for some time. And Vice President Harris is off on vacation in Hawaii, which she deserves a vacation after a campaign. But it's a little scary. And look, in our transition, when we transitioned to the Biden folks, it was open kimonos. We showed them everything. We did everything. We promised not to hire any new people. We promised not to start any new wars. Of course, the president didn't start one new war during his whole term in office. He's the first person since Jimmy Carter not to. And we tried to keep everything under control so they could come in and implement their policy. I mean, we knew it would be bad. We never thought it would be this bad. And now we left them a world in peace. And they're leaving us a world with two wars, a hot war in the Middle East, a hot war in Europe, and we're verging on a hot war in Asia with the way the Chinese are behaving with the Philippines and Taiwan. So Mike Waltz and Senator Rubio and Tulsi and John Radcliffe, the whole group, are going to have one heck of a problem. And the president, of course, and vice president are going to have one heck of a difficult situation to inherit on January 20th, 2025.
Wow. It's a dangerous world. This is a very risky situation. Anyway, Ambassador Robert O'Brien.
The good news, Larry, is help is on the way. Yes. We're 60 days away from peace through strength and from Donald Trump being back. And I've been smiling since the election, as have you. America's back, and there's going to be peace in the world, and it's because of American strength. And so that's the good news.
Well put. No. Well put. Optimistic. Thank you for that. Ambassador Robert O'Brien, former National Security Advisor, is now chairman of American Global Strategies. See you soon, Robert O'Brien. Folks, quick break, and then we're going to talk to Claudia Tenney, Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, about what's going to happen with the border and the deportations. I'm Kudlow. We'll be right back.
This is the Larry Kudlow Show.